Hey everybody, Leah here. Welcome back to the Mom Boss Playbook, your go-to spot for everything home and family. Here I am to talk about their sleep regressions in kids. Now, before we go ahead and dive in, I would love for you to like, save, subscribe, follow me. You can follow me on any of my social media platforms as well: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I am also an Amazon influencer. I love all things Amazon, but today I want to talk about kids and I want to talk about sleep regressions. Please note that I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. So this is all through experience between me, my family, my friends, and countless hours of research and questions that I've asked at the doctor's office from my pediatrician for all of my kids. So, sleep regression. I want to let you know that it's a phase and that it will pass. However, if we feed in to habits that are causing them to latch onto that need to fall back asleep, that creates a bigger issue. Okay, so for all three of my kids, the sleep regression at 4 months old can be the worst. It wasn't terrible with my firstborn, but with my second and my third, it was bad. It was so bad. And that's where I did countless hours of research. I slept trained my first child at 4 months old. It works like a charm, okay? And I still, to this day, he's now 7. At the time of this video, I still use that technique of sleep training. You can check out my course below. I go over everything I did to get all three of my children to sleep through the night at 4 months old. So, sleep regression, what is it? Okay, your kid is going through a huge leap. A huge leap. A regression in sleep. They are regressing because they want to be up practicing their new skills. Or they have fear of missing out. They have some FOMO and they want to know what mom and dad is doing, or their big sisters and brothers. Or they've been overstimulated and there's just so much going on. So a regression, they want to practice their new skills, okay? Do you think they're about to walk? Like, are you so excited during the day? Like, oh my gosh, they're about to walk. This is so exciting. And then all of a sudden at night, they turn into a little terror and they don't want to sleep and they won't sleep. They're not content unless they're up. Okay. That's a regression. And then you try everything you can to get them to sleep again. And then they fall asleep for 20 minutes and then they wake back up. Okay. Mom, dad, they just want to practice. That's all they want to do. I've also noticed the older they get, they can still have these regressions, right? It could be something physically, or it can be something mentally. Okay. My 5-year-old at the time of this video went through a regression recently. He didn't want to fall asleep. He didn't want to go to bed. He was screaming at us. He was all the things. He came home from preschool one day and he was like reading. I'm like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. You want to practice your letters and your sounds and sing the alphabet and what does this word start with? And so I've been entertaining that idea with him during the day at home. But I make sure my children know that when it's time to sleep, it's time to sleep, because if you're tired, you can't do the fun things during the day because you're so tired and cranky. Okay, so sleep. I preach sleep. I preach sleep for adults. Myself, I get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. My parents have always made fun of me, but it's even more important for those kids and their developing brain and body. My 5-year-old, he also shot up like 4 inches. Okay, so he was going through a growth spurt, both physically and mentally. That's what causes a sleep regression. Something else that can set a kid back in their sleep is being sick or ill with something as simple as a cold, something as simple as they can't lay down because their ears hurt. So consult your doctor if you are truly concerned. Please, please, please reach out to your pediatrician if you are truly concerned and think it's more than just a sleep regression. If you think it's a sleep regression and it sounds like your kid is on the verge of something big, something new, something fun, something excited, or if they were overstimulated, or if there's a change coming, right? I have a 2-year-old right now. She's having trouble sleeping because she knows we're going on vacation. We keep talking about how you're going to stay at grandma and grandpa's house, okay? She knows change is coming. She doesn't want to sleep. She wants mom all of the time right now. And so I go back to my sleep training, and a little secret for you. Here's something in my sleep training I talk about. Consistency is key. I go in, I tell her it's fine, and I leave. That's what I do. And I do that all through the night for however long I need to until she is sleeping all the way from 7:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. all by herself again. Okay? That's a little bit of my sleep training. I don't want to give too much away because my course touches on all of that. Not even a course, sorry. It's just a class. It's an hour-long class. So check it out below. Sign up for it. Register for it. It's my sleep training class. It's gotten my kids to sleep through the night. And I started it at that 4-month sleep regression. 4 months is when they start to roll. It's when they start to babble. It's when they're growing just rapidly. Maybe your doctor gave you the approval to go ahead and get solids started. Typically, they base that off of, for my kids, sitting up and having head control is what they base it off of, not necessarily age. But maybe their regression has something to do with what they have been eating that's upsetting their tummy. So it's important, again, to consult a medical professional like your pediatrician to get to the bottom of it if you feel like something is wrong or something is not, what I'm giving you right now is the fact that they're developmentally just growing so rapidly that their brain and their body cannot keep up. And when they lay down at night, it's like your brain. If you are having a stressful day or a stressful time, you don't sleep because your brain is going a million miles an hour. It's the same thing for a kid. It's the same exact thing for a kid, right? So think about it that way and say, what helps me get to bed? Well, a nice warm bath or, routine helps me. I am a very routine person. I'm not necessarily organized to say the least, but I'm very routine. My kids have always had a routine. I am very strict on it. And it's how our family absolutely thrives. They know what's coming next, okay? For someone, a regression, maybe they're ready for a nightlight. Or maybe you do have a nightlight and they're like, ooh, that's on. I noticed that that's there now. And now I can be up because I just want to babble all day long with mom. Okay, so give them plenty of time to practice those things throughout the day. Talk to your provider if your kid is, with a daycare provider and say, I think they're really starting to roll and I'm so excited. So give them plenty of room to try to play and practice today and practice more when you get home and sit them up with you. Just give them plenty of time to practice, okay? And it is a phase. Regressions are a phase, and I promise you, I know it's so hard right now. It is so hard. Stick through it, stick with it. It is a phase. It will pass. And if you need some additional help with sleep training, I've got the perfect class for you. It's my class. I am your host. It's based on a live that I'm doing or did. At the time of this video, it's coming out in about a week, and I'm so stoked. So check it out below. Make sure you comment if you have questions. Is your kid going through a sleep regression? What do you think is going on in that brain of theirs? They're 4 months old. They have thoughts, okay? They have thoughts. They have feelings when they get into toddler ages. The feelings is a big thing. It's a super big thing, and they need help to understand what the heck those feelings are. So just remember that a sleep regression is physical and developmental. It is totally normal. There is nothing wrong, and you can get through it, okay? You can get through it. They need to practice, okay? They need to practice what they're trying to do, and eventually, once they get that, the sleep will be back on track. Okay, the sleep will be back on track. In the meantime, try not to start any nasty habits, but you need sleep too. You need sleep too, all right? I preach sleep. I do my sleep training course or my sleep training class, but know that my kids have ended up in bed with me several times. Several times my kids have ended up in bed with me. But I get right back on track. I give it like a couple of nights and I'm like, I can't do it. I need sleep. They need sleep. We got to figure this out. So I go back to my roots. I go back to my class. I go back to what worked for me and all of my kids and all of my friends' kids. And there you have it. That's how I got through those regressions. I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do to get sleep. I did what my kids needed at that time. I fed them. I rocked them. I held them. I slept with them in my bed. And then I would go back. I would give it a few days and I would say, okay, I've given you what I need. I don't want any long-term bad sleeping habits or cues, it's time to go to your own bed. So follow me, please, and subscribe if you're loving my content. I cannot wait to put more out there on home and family. I am a mom of 3. I'm a wife. We live in a small town, and I just have 7 years plus experience at the time of this video with my 3 kids. A lot of it's been trial and error. Subscribe, like, save, follow, share, all of the fun things with your friends and family, and I cannot wait to talk to you again.